Hello, everyone. I went a little deep on that one. It's week 2 of our Australia trip, and we're up here boarding at Perisher. We're just trying to get comfy right now, but I do have a goal in mind. 4 years ago, I took a big bail on this last jump, trying a backside 1080, and I'd love to get some redemption this trip. As you can see, I'm starting out by warming up some backside spins to build up my confidence, because even the thought of trying that back 10 again is still giving me some serious butterflies. But we did get somewhere today. Made it all the way up to this backside 900 by the end of our session. It was too windy to ride the big jumps today, so I went and tried some tricks on this drop rail. I put together a short of the whole battle that you can find over on my channel. Rolling up to the park today, the snow was good, jumps were running fast, so I started by warming up, just really trying to feel myself and all my tricks, do a bunch of back sevens off that last jump, and then there was really nothing to do but to just see if I could overcome that fear and try the trick. So I rattled the first one off. This one I landed kind of in between 10 and 12, so not a bail, but not a land. But it felt like such a weight off my shoulders just to crack the first one off. And then I knew I just had to clean it up for round 2. So I got this one done. Landed a bit kind of like over-rotated with the upper body on the landing, but was able to stick it right away. And can't hear it, but I laid out a pretty good claim after the landing. I was really happy. It was a big moment of me overcoming that trick. That's one of the hardest slams I've ever taken, and to finally come back and get that off my chest, that felt really good. But I wanted to still clean it up, so I went for a third one that day, and this one I landed pretty clean. You can tell I still have some nerves by the fact that I'm just kind of going a bit early off the takeoff, a bit leaned over, but I definitely want to do some more this week, see if I can get it even better. But the day wasn't over. I started spinning frontside off the last jump because it's a great jump, and I knew there was some opportunity to get some frontside spinners down. So finished off the day with a front 7. Hopefully the frontside spins start going a little bit better than this one, but it's good to get some hours in on the front side leading into day 4. So you already know I wanted that frontside spin, so just like I did with the backside, just started warming up that frontside takeoff, just trying to get the hours in, see if I get comfy to push all the way to what I was hoping for, the front 10. Yeah, I was even mixing some switch backside in there too, because this end of that trick is very similar to the front side. So I was doing a line of like a switchback 5 or 7, all the way into the frontside 7s, and eventually decided to go for the front 10. And yeah, they were pretty wild. I wasn't really able to figure out what I was doing with my takeoff or if it was the grab. I usually like that indie on the front 10, but I don't know, it wasn't really working out for me today, that's for sure. And then, yeah, I kept blasting through with the frontside 10, but I knew there was something up with the takeoff. As you can see on this one, I'm kind of counter-rotating with that front arm, and that's really slowing the rotation, and then I'm having to really yank on the grab about halfway through. So after lunch, after noticing this, we went over to Leichhardt Park, which is the smaller park on the mountain, and I just worked on that frontside takeoff, see if I could just follow through with both of my arms, especially with that front arm. And those Leichhardt jumps are small, so if you can get the front 7 on those ones and really feel that power, that's likely to translate to a frontside 1080 on these big jumps. So I was really feeling the power, and I was excited to get back for day 5 to see if I could put down maybe both of the 10s in one day. It's just everything. Just give it a beat. That's pretty good. And then day 5 rolled around. I don't know if I've ever had the opportunity to ride big jumps like this 3 days in a row. Usually the weather is never good enough to get airtime like this consecutively. And I honestly didn't really know what to do with myself. After 2 days of trying like some of your hardest tricks, it's like a wear on you physically and mentally, but the conditions were so good, and I had all that stuff fresh in my mind that I wanted to keep pushing and see how far I could go with it. And started the day off by spinning backside, had a couple nice big back 7s on this last jump, and I was also warming up that front side on that first jump to see if I could, get both by the end of the day. And I cracked off the first back 10, and yeah, it felt really good. Got into the landing. Still kind of like a bit over-rotated with my torso when I landed. I think I just still have nerves on those jumps. Still freaks me out. So these weren't my best back 10s I've ever done, but like landing one first try on this 5th day, it just felt so good. So I was really happy with that, and I knew I only had so much time and so much mental capacity to be trying these tricks, so I thought I better move on, start going for the frontside spins. Just really focusing on that follow through on my snap. Having that better snap, I was feeling a lot more confident. I figured the front 9 would be a good stepping stone. Eventually ended up getting one I was really happy with. Probably my nicest front 9 to jump this big. And grabbing melon too, which is new to me, but I was finding I get a bit better spot by doing so. And with having the success of grabbing melon on the front 9, I had the idea to try it on the front 10. So first front 10 of the day, locked in that melon grab, and it came around really great. This honestly went so well, and I was really happy with it. I've never done a frontside 10 melon in my life, and I was stoked in the way it felt. But it was honestly so fun that I just decided to go for a second one. I I was stoked. Do 2 10s in one day after a bunch of good days of boarding. Felt really good, and I was definitely walking off the hill with my head high and just stoked on how much fun I had this week and how well it all went. So that pretty much wraps it up. Overcoming my fear of that back 10 and that big bail, and even locking in a front 10 as the week went on. For week 3 of the trip, we got to ride some stuff that I never thought I would ride while I was down here. So make sure you tune in for that one. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week.